It's the Full Force News Burst, proudly brought to you by Battle Action Force, the Treasury editions. I am your host, Christopher McLeod, aka Diagnostic 80. Now let's get into the news. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Full Force News Burst with me, Christopher McLeod. I've already done that bit. You know my name. How's everyone doing? All good? Interesting day again in the world of G.I. Joe. We've got another render reveal to talk about. We've got stealth drops on Pulse yet again. We've got what else we got? I would have included the preview comic for Dreadnought War in tonight's episode, but we've got a lot to talk about with the all the other stuff. So who knows? Maybe I'll do a more focused comics news burst tomorrow on that. If well, then again, we'll probably be getting more renders. Maybe we'll just wait for the I don't know, just a lull at any point for me to talk about it. But in any case, yeah, we are talking mainly render reveal tonight. The Night Viper. The Tonight Viper. Anyway, who is joining me already on the show? We've got SCS Dog. Hello. We've got Mark P. 587. Wilfredo Diaz. We've got Rex Ship, Bad Wolf Media, The Hunter, BQ King. Hello all. Hope everyone is doing well. The Hunter is stuck in ad hell. Sorry about that. And Lightfoot and Tim Popkid. Hello, guys. Hello, Airborne's Customs. Hello, everybody. Shall we get into it? Let's get into it. Now, yes, we're talking. Oh, yeah, I wanted to show you these as well before we move on. So much stuff is coming in. Got the Sergeant Mercer now already. Got Flint Cover Girl Televiper, which are nowhere near me at the moment, unfortunately, so I can't hold them up on the screen. Budo's here. I know, so many awesome unboxings I've got to do. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, enough of the constant flow of ridiculous product coming at us. Let's get into the news today. Let's do it. Yeah, so the Night Viper was dropped by Hasbro earlier today, around about the same time, wasn't it? About one-ish, something like that. I can't remember the exact time, but yeah, it's been like knocking around lunchtime-ish for these render reveals. So they're kind of getting us in this, like, they're conditioning us to be like just constantly refreshing the feed around certain times. Who's Constance Flow, indeed, Scott? Cover Girl is awesome, says Hunter. Yes, I can't wait to open a lot of these figures for sure. Paul's charged me for the tool shed today, says Cal. Amazing. I have to say, army building within classified has been a selling point for me. You and many others, Droz. Budo's figure of the year, says Lawrence, and ore shipped. Yes, Michael, my ore shipped as well. Got all sorts coming. It's nuts. Like, I literally can't keep up. Literally. I only just got Monkey Wrench done the other day. That was a fun little unboxing. I think I'm going to do Desert Scorpion or Slice and Dice, then maybe the Snake Armor, then Desert Scorpion, then Budo, then Sergeant Mercer. I still have to do the Firefighter. Gross. You know what I mean? I have to unbox the Firefighter. And then, of course, yeah, like all the retro figures. And I will say, I didn't know what it was in there. And then when I opened it, I saw that it was one of them was a Flint figure. It's not the Rich Pellegrino art. So I was a bit upset about that. But there's one more chance for that Rich Pellegrino art. And if I don't get it, I will be sad. But I will have to I'll have to think of some sort of custom for the other one, I think, for the other Flint. Because, it's one thing army building an actual troop builder, it's another having two of the same like main character, unless it's Budo, where you have 30 different versions of like the figure in there that you can really get into. You could arguably, with Budo, you could arguably make about 6 different like looks, which is crazy. Anyway, enough about that. First of all, let me just do this. Rich didn't even get one. I think that, yeah, that would make sense because there's only like a certain amount, right? Like 82, was it, for the year 1982? So yeah, I'm surprised actually Rich didn't just get like the 83rd one, like that seems a bit silly. Anyway, Now, before we get into any of the renders, though, the police ESU figure dropped on Pulse today. Again, a bit of a stealth drop. I believe is it still in stock on Pulse? I can't recall if it's sold out yet. Bear with me 2 seconds. No. What's going on here? What's going on here? Go away. I don't need to answer that question every single time, do I? Okay, Pulse has just decided not to work for me, which is nice. Okay, finally worked. Yeah, in stock still. So no, not sold out yet. I will say though, $40.99. So the prices have gone up full on now, really, like for the classified stuff on Pulse. But we knew that anyway, because it had happened with all the other releases recently, hadn't it? With Steeler and Short Fuse and whatever. So anyway, but that's up. And, again, one of the weirdest release cadences of any figure from Hasbro ever, I think. That one. This is going to go down in history, I think. The Hunter says, I skipped Budo. Beyond Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, and Jinx, swords aren't part of my G.I. Joe. That's totally fine. But I'm going to say that Budo figure is insane. Right then. So that's that. That's the police ESU figure. That is now available on Pulse. Link on our socials. Go nuts. And then, of course, you have... Yeah, the other point is on Amazon, it was much cheaper as well. So if you can get it on Amazon, it'd probably be better. Then we have the Night Viper reveal. Now, this was one... We kind of mentioned it because we know, obviously, the name only reveals. We know kind of where they are in the listings. So it made sense that it was either going to be this or Big Lob that we saw today. And we saw this, which is great. That means that I'm expecting for the rest of the week, if not Big Lob tomorrow, if they do something else, then definitely Wednesday for another render reveal, I would imagine. I would, like I said, I think Big Lob would be a good one for them to do. And I think Taurus and Red Dog would be another one that I could see them revealing. The 2-pack, because they've name dropped those ages ago, and we know where they are on the listings as well. So yeah, I could definitely see Big Lob, and I can see Budo for sure. Big Lob and Taurus and Red Dog would be prime render reveal fodder for the rest of this week. I don't think anyone else has noticed this on the Night Viper, and it might just be me. I haven't seen any comments about this, so before you say anything like, "Oh, I wrote that comment on," I have not been able to look at every comment on every post that I've made of this today. I just haven't. I'm sorry, guys. But it looks to me like he's rocking the Borat Mankini. Anyone else see that? Anyone else see the Borat Mankini sort of being worn by him right now? And now you can't see it. You can't unsee it now, unfortunately. No, I think I should have said that, because now everyone's going to be like, "Thanks, mate." Now I can't unsee it. So a couple of things I will say, Jason. I disagree with you on that one. Well, no, I don't disagree with you on that one. You're disappointed about the rifle. I'm not disagreeing that you're disappointed. That's ridiculous. I can't disagree with that. You are disappointed with it, and I'm sorry that that's the case. I will say, when I saw the rifle, I was like, "Ooh, I like that." Like, I was kind of like looking at it thinking, I kind of like how they've sort of upgraded the original and kind of made it like really interesting and kind of cool. So I'm down with it, but I'm sorry that you're disappointed with it, Jason. I'm that makes me sad. It genuinely does. When people are like, "I don't like this part, I don't like that part," it makes me sad, because it's like, this we all love this stuff, and you kind of want to love it 100%. And if I mean, I don't even love things 100%. You know that. There'll be like certain things, like, for example, very recently, I haven't stopped going on about the fact that they should have given Snake Eyes version 4 a backpack that stored his grappling hook, to make it an homage to the giant backpack rocket launch or grappling hook launcher that he had originally. And I feel like too many times backpacks are missed out, and that's not the case for a lot of these. They've been really churning out some solid backpacks recently, and I think that was definitely feedback that they received, because it wasn't just me saying this over and over again. I genuinely think backpacks were being short. We were being shorted on backpacks, basically. We were being short packed. Sean can't unsee that. Apologies. Michael says with thigh-high vinyl boots. Yes, thigh-high boots and a Borat mankini. This is the sexiest Night Viper ever. Bad Wolf says we're on the same wavelength, Chris. It's forever burned into my eyesight, says Steve Martin, the Steve Martin. SCS Dog says, Chris, just tank the pre-order number, Mankini, hashtag Mankini. You know how I do. Phoenix is very nice. I see. Very nice. It took me a while. I thought you were just saying it's really nice, but I did just say it looks like the Borat Mankini. Anyway, a lot of people were saying, oh, is this the Hiss Driver legs? No, it's not. I believe there's a lot of new elements to this one. But yeah. Jason says he is a jungle type, night urban fighter, not a sniper. Yeah, I guess. But I still kind of like what they did with the rifle. I don't know. It's not really real, is it? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't really actually relate to anything. He's kind of like it's kind of like just a night trooper in a sense. But I get what you're saying. I totally understand. Night Viper After Dark, says Ryan. Hilarious. Short Packed is a great webcomic, says Bad Wolf Media. I don't think I've ever seen it. I'm aware of it. I don't think I've ever read any of it. And also Bias says, why did an urban style low medium range ambush trooper get turned into a sniper all of a sudden? I don't know, it makes some sense that they have like an interesting rifle. And again, there are so many rifles and weapons in the line. Like I'd struggle to find anyone that collects this line in whatever facet or way they do it to not have other guns to use if you don't like this one. Like there's so many. There'll be a rifle for that, I think would probably satiate you in the line kind of thing. Whereas there isn't a backpack for Snake Eyes version 4 that you can use. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like they need to have made in my opinion on this one, when it's a gun or like an accessory like that, you can switch those things out to your heart's content. I did it with Sarge. Sarge came with the AK, which didn't feel right, and I put the AK with the Snow Serpent, I think, or whoever it was. I gave someone the AK, and Sarge got a different rifle instead, and looks much better. I prefer that. I'm not one of those people that the figure needs to 100% like all the accessories and stuff, especially when you can find other things in the line. Like but that's just me on a personal level, not to minimize anyone else's kind of feelings on the whole point. Is there a holster for the rifle on the right leg? It looks like it. It looks like there's a holster on the right leg for the pistol, and something on the left leg maybe for the well, I don't think the rifle's going to go on there. The rifle will go over his shoulder, like across him with the strap. So I doubt he'll have the rifle attached to his leg like the OG did. But that would have been kind of fun if they gave him something a bit smaller that connected to the other side of the leg, maybe. But I guess because there's no point when you've got the strap, the strap on the rifle to wrap it around his body. I was singing Night Viper, Diana, like that. Night Viper. I was singing that before I went live, and then you've just reminded me again. Missed opportunity without the thigh attachment peg, says Stanley. I thought it might clip in like Snake Eyes version 4 MP5, says Cal. Oh yeah, could do. It's just a bit big, isn't it? It's a bit large to be on his leg. I mean, the thing is almost like it goes from the top of his head to almost his knee. So there's no way that thing is going on the side of his leg unless it breaks down even more than we can see. I like the thought, but I don't think it's necessary on this particular one. The rifle strap appears to be pinned, possibly separate piece to move. Oh yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, it could be. Sort of like it could be a removable strap, which would be kind of cool as well. Lawrence says, Chris, I feel like we have a similar approach to collecting this line, and I appreciate that. Fapreciate is a very awesome typo, or you did it on purpose, in which case, bravo. Jason says, good night, Viper. Good night, Viper. Good night, John Boy. I like that. Good night, Viper. Good night, John Boy. Cobra Troopers just feel like they should be using AKs. Big time, Hunter. big time. Did I give that? No, all the troopers have got them, haven't they? Well, no, the Cobra Island troopers don't have them, but I think it's the officers that have them, don't they? But none other. Yeah, but yeah, basically, someone else has got an AK that makes more sense. I'm sure there are many. Oh, it was the snow serpents. Yes, I gave them the snow serpents the AKs because one comes with a Marauder's Sarge, doesn't it? I feel like one comes with the Marauder's Sarge as well, and the snow serpents came with Dusty's rifle, which made no sense to me. Knife sheath on the leg, says Dom. Oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense because he's got two knives. Should we look at let's zoom in and then get to the accessories, because I'm just talking. I'm literally looking at every comment, which is nice, isn't it? But sorry guys, I'll have to move over, and then if I miss any comments, which I will, and you desperately want me to read it or see it or ask a question or whatever, then I will obviously just write it again and I'll see if I catch it. Anyway, the close-up shows us that we are dealing with an articulated visor. You can see on the side that it kind of sprays out a little bit there. And you can even see like the bottom part of the that kind of like kind of little jaw that kind of sticks out a little bit, kind of trap jaw style, and the kind of lines running by the side of the mouth. So I think this is going to be freaking awesome, by the way. When you lift that up, you'll see the eyes underneath, maybe. Is it a removable helmet? Don't know. Yes, helmet is removable. Thank you, 2D Sculpts, aka Fred, on Instagram. Thank you, Fred. That's all. I'm glad that Fred was doing that. Shout out to Fred Axon, one of the greatest sculptors in human history. Massive shout out to Fred. Yeah, he did post on Instagram that he worked on this beauty and the previous one in the 4-inch. So yeah, massive shout out to Fred. Absolute legend. Love Fred. Can't say enough good things about Fred Axon. He's brilliant. So yeah, and so this close up, you can kind of see that it's got the long monocle on maybe his right side, as we look at it on the left hand side, and then like a short little, just a little like a flat little, I don't know what you call it, just another lens basically against the flat part of the thing. Looks awesome. I think this is, again, I think when they do the side profile, we'll see how long that knob eye is. But it would be cool if it is a decent. What are you doing, Chris? Just that. But yeah. Jason says, nevertheless, on the floors, because you can't please everyone, I do plan on getting at least 20 of this figure. Brilliant. I love it, Jason. Love it. Be a like Viper, says Out of Shelf Space. I like that. That's brilliant. Dom says the rifle scope is a nod to the original, but the whole weapon looks a wee bit Fortnite. Again, totally. I can actually see that a little bit. I can actually see what you're saying on that one. Night Vipers are the most elite operators of Cobra, says Lego Star Wars Kid. Did they show with visor up? No, Javier, they did not. But you can see that it's articulated. Plus, with the helmet being removable, which was confirmed by the sculptor on Instagram, Fred Axon, 2D Sculpts, then yeah, I think this is going to be a dope figure. Now I love all the other little touches they've kind of given him. Now we've got kind of like I'm going to say this, what I think is going on looks like a Higher Toys Cobra Trooper or Viper. Is it the Trooper or the Viper that has that sort of triangular armor like that goes from the pecs down through the abs? It might be both of those actually. Bobby B has just posted his review of Steeler and Short Fuse already. My goodness. I'll repost that later. That's amazing. Shout out to Bobby B and a Shark Eyed Toy View, who seem to just get Adam and Bobby, who just seem to get those friggin' figures all the time. It's amazing. Curious to see the face, especially considering the Frag Viper. That's a good point, actually, Jay. I would imagine it would be like a balaclava head underneath, but I definitely like what you're putting out there. If they're going to do something of a similar ilk, maybe some sort of like cybernetic eye thing or something inside, just a little bit extra, that would be kind of cool. But I can see it just being like a fairly cool balaclava head underneath or whatever. But we'll have to see, won't we? That'd be kind of cool. I'm sure I'm alone, but this is not a line I turn to for realism. Ridiculous fantasy aesthetics for me, says Michael. Yeah, there's an element of that, I think. I mean, Classified tries to sort of be grounded, doesn't it? But at the end of the day, it's all absolute bonkers, isn't it? It's GI Joe, which makes no sense practically. Anyway, I'm loving the head sculpt. I think this is going to be phenomenal in person, and I'm really excited to see the side profile, the head, the removable helmet, the articulator. I'm excited to see all of this, genuinely. I love the little touch here. They've got like a little red sort of like, I don't know, some sort of, I don't know, like a designator, like laser designator or something. I don't know. Maybe just a little red light so that they can um, be seen by the other night vipers when in like night vision or something, and it kicks out like a little light that only they can see, so they can see each other, they can identify each other. I just made that up, but that sounds quite, I could have, if I'd have given that some confidence, you guys would have been like, oh yeah, that sounds like that's something that would happen. I don't know. It just, I'm trying to make narratives up here on certain aspects of the figure that probably don't exist. I also like the fact he's got bullets on ammunition on his right bicep as well. That's kind of interesting. Again, they've definitely gone a bit sniper with this one, haven't they? For sure. To prevent friendly fire, indeed, Troz. New York Knight says it's a strobe light and it's a real thing. Is it to mess people up then with night vision, or is it to, yeah, is it just for when they want to do a rave in the middle of their mission, they just flip the old strobe on? Steve says that is kind of how night vision works, because you're right, Steve, 100%. It would be like what I mean, it would be kind of an instant like visual. Oh, is my, yeah. Airborne says red lights are to preserve night vision. Okay, cool. Thank you. I suppose that makes sense. They're all using night vision, so it makes sense that they're not using lights that's going to mess them up. So yeah, thank you. That does make more sense. Anyway, I was being tongue in cheek before, but yeah, totally. Thank you for the actual reason why they've got that little thing on the shoulder. Lovely stuff. And also the that kind of neon yellow cobra sigil is doing it for me. Even though we'll look in a minute at the kind of like comparison with the original, and you'll see that they've definitely cranked the level of hue up on that sigil by a massive amount. But it's nice little kind of change of a bit of deco break in what is an otherwise very like, black and green sort of deco. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. And yeah, obviously 2 tampos on his on either shoulder as well. So I'm excited to see what those look like. Again, probably very much like what's on the vintage figure. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see on those ones. Very nice indeed. As we move down the body in a sexual way only, you can see the Borat Mankini starting to form. But no, I like this. I like this kind of like armor following itself down the body. It's very cool. Obviously, the green and black. This is something that's slightly different. Didn't really happen on the vintage figure. Yes, Dom, that was mentioned earlier. I'll repost the Steeler short fuse video from B later. You can see the bandolier was kind of like what was on the original, and then instead of this black kind of armor section, that was all green on the original. So it's nice that they've kind of broken up a little bit, very similar to how they did the Frag Viper, making lots of different kind of deco breaks and sort of like mixing it up a little bit and changing some elements. So again, I'm down for it with Classified. A few like more additional details are always welcome, I think, personally. And there's some stuff going on that bandolier pouch. Like, is that like another knife sheath, do you think, or do you think it'll be on the back, the other knife? That ain't a knife, because he comes with 2 knives, and I'm guessing one knife, maybe that is just a secondary that isn't doing anything on the left thigh or the right as we look at it, but their left thigh. There's a lot that we still need to know about this, I think. I'm just guessing that's a pistol holster on the right thigh, because, duh. But as you can see, a nice kind of like proper tight grundle. Very, very cod piecey. I love it. Oh, okay. Bias says one sheath is left boot, the other is on the chest. How did I not see the boot sheath? Where's is it on the front? It's on the front. I see it now. So is it like Norgahide style? OG Norgahide? Because I kind of see it now. Obviously before I couldn't see it. So it's a shin sheath on the front of the left shin, the right as you look at it. I assume, because yeah, that would maybe make sense. So yeah, okay, one there and then one there on the chest. So that makes sense. That makes sense where the old lights go. That looks like a serious chafing hazard, says Michael. I know exactly what you're looking at. Yeah, the other thing about the backpack was it only had one antenna and the other was a knife. That ain't a knife, Jason. Yes, you're right, it was. So that's interesting that it's on the old shin there, or it could just be a detail. So we're gonna have to see, aren't we? I think it's gonna. Yeah, there are no lines on the left boot, indeed, Dom. A Real American Hero had it on the shin. I do not remember that. I do not remember that. I remember it on Norgahide. I don't remember it on the Night Viper. But yeah, two different knives, so that makes a lot of sense. We've got a pistol, two knives, the backpack, which we'll look at closer look at in a second, and of course that rifle again. And I got a different profile just to kind of see, like give it a good look. Huge scope on it. It's funny the amount of like you've got the night vision goggles, you got the scope. It's and I'm hoping some sort of cybernetic implant on the guy inside in the helmet, and it's just like the so many lenses that it just creates its own laser just by looking by accident. A bit of light shines in it, and it's just like literally lights up the universe. Jason said, so I've seen this asked about a sniper rifle used in conjunction with night vision goggles should have the optic mounted significantly forward of where it would usually be. Yeah, so you can, I mean, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Especially this particular Night Viper kind of design. But yeah, I think having that long butt would probably be enough for me. And again, it's never going to be realistic, is it? This is a Night Viper. This ain't real. Is the pistol an all new pistol? I'm the worst person to ask that question. Although, I'll have a look at some pistols in this set and tell you if they show up here. Doesn't show up in that one. And that's the only one I can look at. I don't know. I don't know. It does look a bit Robocopy, doesn't it? The Auto 9. It does, yeah. Sent a pic of knife, says Jeremy. Why did you send me a pic of? Oh, you mean on the Night Viper? Yeah, we'll be looking at it in a second. I've got a picture of it myself on screen in a sec. But yeah, so that's the gear he comes with, and I just wanted a close look at the backpack because I find this quite cool. Two antennae, and again some like a lot of nice detail on this one. They haven't done any tampos. There's no like heart rate monitor readouts or anything like that we've seen on about 6 different figures now. But we've mentioned Robocop's gun about 4 times, Justin. Oh no, sorry, that was before everyone said Auto 9. Oh, okay, sorry, Justin. You said that, and then everyone said Auto 9. That's totally fine. I take that back, sorry. But yes, we have just talked about Robocop's pistol. Or not a pistol, is it really? It's more of a machine gun. It's a single-handed machine gun. That thing is insane. Backpack looks like Han Solo's sensor on Hoth. Yeah, yes, it does. He's not reusing the His driver legs, Luke. No, we've discussed that as well already. Jason said, I'm just concerned about whether he'll be able to hold that and look through it without the night vision and the scope on the rifle getting in the way. I mean, yeah, I'm sure you'll be able to figure something out with the posing. What crimes do I have to commit to get my OC into G.I. Joe as an official character and figure? Lots of crimes, Hunter. Lots of crimes. Anyway, love this backpack. I think it's really cool for the Night Viper. And again, I can't wait. Like, it's one thing to see renders of this stuff. It's another thing to see it like in reality. And we've only got less than what? We're talking days before we see this for real now, aren't we? Promo images. Oh, up the wazoo. I can't wait. Can't wait. Can't wait. I can't wait. Now, this is what I wanted to show you. Oh, I see. Molded on the left. Right. Okay. This all makes sense now. This one of the reasons I was struggling was because I was talking about a removable knife on Norgahide, and you guys were saying the same about the Night Viper, and I couldn't recall that he had a knife on his shin for the same way. Molded makes a lot more sense to me now. Yeah, so that's why it didn't immediately dawn on me. Yeah, so yeah, it looks like we're going to get a knife in that little spot on his shin, so that makes a lot of sense. That's really cool. And the other one, yeah, will probably go on that chest bandolier type situation as well. As you can see, that rifle is a little dinkier. It's not as certainly not as like intricate and um I don't know, yeah, futuristic as the other one that we've just seen. But yeah, they've definitely kind of like taken some liberties with the design on that one for sure. Infrared thingy, indeed, indeed. As you can see, the sigil on the actual OG figure was a much softer neon kind of color. Obviously, a much brighter green than the green that it's on, but certainly not that kind of like almost yellow, neon yellow on the classified figure. But I like that. It's a nice kind of, again, it's a nice pop on that what is effectively a very dark figure. You've got some nice little colors on there, really pop in that kind of neon yellow on the sigil. You've got the belt buckle, which is like kind of a bronzy kind of color, or gold even. Again, much like the vintage version, and then of course the red on the little infrared thingamajig. Very cool. Bayer says, in my opinion, it would have been way cooler if they'd made the original rifle in two parts, just put a grip side on each leg, boom, done. You could have gotten away with that rifle size as well, going on the side of the leg, but you can't get away with the one that he comes with sticking to the side of a leg. That's ridiculous. Killer King, good point. Classified Night Viper seems to match Mole Rat version 2, my opinion. No, I think you've got a point there. Like the red, the green. We kind of mentioned that the other day, didn't we? We were talking about that in when we were talking about the Mole Rat and how it might, the Night Viper might look good based on the green that's on that Night Viper that we knew about in the OG. And yeah, you're right. It kind of does go really nicely with that green on the Mole Rat stage 2. I hope they got the elbow pads like the original, says Mark. Can't see, I can't really tell from that angle, but yeah, again, we'll see this figure in a lot, more detail soon for sure. Anyway, that is the Night Viper render reveal. Again, I think this one was one that a lot of people were really excited about. I know that a lot of you were upset when the name leaked for the 2025 listings, and a lot of people thought it was going to be in 2025, but it got pushed to 2026. So I know everyone was kind of like, hoping that the name would come up again, in the same way that another character had the same sort of fate. I won't say anything yet until obviously they name only reveal it. But Jeremy, that ain't a shin knife. Sorry, I'm just you joking for the message you just sent me of the shin knife on the OG figure. But there you go. White says, at first thought the ankles reminded me of battle armor Cobra Commander legs. Yeah, they've got that vibe, haven't they? I mean, there might be some reuse there, but I know it's not the Hiss driver. I think it's new. I believe it's new legs. Maybe they tried them, and it was just like not really vibing. Hi, it's me says that O-ring looks for sure. That O-ring looks like for sure he's going to run into a signpost with the giant optic on his face. It does, yeah. You know what he reminds me that the OG Night Viper has, what was his name? I always forget his name. Transformers, the one that kind of, it's so bad. It's the Galvatron movie when Galvatron's like in Rubik's Cube form. You know what I'm talking about. And the transformation is like magic. It's gross. But like the bad guy in that where his face turns into a gun and it's just I always forget his name. What's his bloody name? Someone in the comments tell me what his name is, please. Character with a massive gun face in Transformers movies in the old the Bay kind of verse. I don't even remember what movie it was because they all merge into one after a while, don't they? Was it The Last Night? No, it was before that, wasn't it? It was The Age of Extinction, was it? Whatever it is, it's that kind of bounty hunter one that runs around with a massive knob face gun, and it just turns into a massive gun, and it's ridiculous. And I can't think of his sodding name, and no one's saying it in the comments. Lockdown. Thank you, Scott. Reminds me of Lockdown. This the old Night Viper reminds me of Lockdown because it is a massive kind of like optic on his face, but it's cool. That's the beauty part of this OG figure. There was something very fun about that, and the fact it was removable too, like, was, that was a good bonus. So yeah, I'm liking what's happening here. I'm liking what they're putting out. I can't wait to see this faux reels. I think this is going to be a very good army builder for sure, and one that I could essentially see doing the old sellout maneuver. Yes, those movies do suck. I'm not a fan of them. I'm just saying, like, that's the knobbish faced transformer that I'm not a fan of either. Yeah, I try to I try to refuse to pay attention myself, Diana. Alpine needs some Rock Vipers to fight. He does. In fact, Rock Viper could probably get away with these legs, right? Am I seeing things, or can I see Rock Viper legs there as well? Maybe just the lowers for the Rock Viper, because we've got a few legs like that, like lower legs like that now, haven't we? That kind of like armored shin sort of scenario that we see with the Rock Viper as well. But like, yeah, I'm definitely down for. Jason says, do we know if the night vision scope will be removable or molded to the device? I'm assuming it'll be removable, but we'll find out soon. Anyway, that's that, I think. Anyway, if we can move forward. There we go. Yeah, so just reminders now. Hasbro Pulse will be doing a fan stream live following the panel. So the actual panel for G.I. Joe Transformers and Ghostbusters kicks off at 11 a.m. Eastern at NYCC in room like 406.3, I think it is. And that will obviously then be followed by a live fan stream on the YouTube channel, the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel, where they summarize what they have just talked about in said panel. Usually Lenny and Emily and whoever else is doing the panel, like Tony, I imagine, whoever's there basically will do it. And then that will obviously go out live at 12. So we'll get like an hour later, we'll get all of the images and stuff a bit clearer and cleaner and sexier. And then following that, I will go live with my reactions to the reveals. That's on Friday. Now, Poink, during that panel at 11 a.m., they've mentioned they will be looking at a covert new vehicle designed for icy terrain. So a lot of people are expecting the Arctic Hiss, which has been mentioned in the Cobra Commander video following the Snowcat kind of success. The Snowcat HasLab completion, Kitty said. But some of the wording used in this would insinuate that maybe it's something else, or maybe something in addition to. Who knows? We'll have to see, won't we? But a covert new vehicle designed for icy terrain. We'll have to see, won't we? Mark says we need to sponsor Chris to go to these events to give us some live feed. I was definitely going. I was 100% on board, but we never got any kind of Hasbro. We usually get like press invites and stuff like that for this kind of thing, but we didn't get it this time, or I didn't get it this time. Others might have done. I might have been blacklisted. But no, I'm just joking. I have no idea. But so I won't be there, unfortunately. And I'm a little bit gutted because I think it would have been really fun. And I loved it last time. It was so awesome last time. So I'll work on that. You just promote. I'll jump on the Patreon, fund me that way. But yeah, there you go. Or buy the merch, which I will talk about in a little while. Lawrence says my money is on the Polar Battle Bear. Yeah, that would be a nice shout. It's a covert. That would be covert, wouldn't it? A little smaller vehicle. Stalker's Kayak's a good shout, Scott. Yeah, I mean, either of those I would be well into seeing for sure. Anyway, that's a nice one to look out for. So keep an eye, stay frosty. I'll shut up now. Of course, also over the New York Comic Con weekend on the 11th of October at the Gramercy, Cold Slither are back at it again, performing their massive hits. Thunder Machine, Cold Slither, you may have heard of that one. Oh, there's loads, and they've just gone out of my head immediately. But their album, they'll be performing some bangers from the Cold Slither album, and yeah, very very cool. And the first 100 people through the door will get a free exclusive I Cobra New York T-shirt, which is awesome. That's a great little touch, by the way. I love that. That's a lovely little touch. I applaud this marketing ploy because yeah, I was also invited. I was invited to this by Hasbro, so thank you very much for the invite, Hasbro. But I cannot make it, unfortunately. But that was very. So I'm not. I got an invite to that, so I'm not blacklisted. That was me just joking. So thank you very much, but unfortunately, I can't attend that one. I wish I could. It looks amazing, and I'd love to see them live. But que sera. Anyway, there you go. And you can get tickets at Ticketmaster on our social links and all that kind of stuff. You can find, well, Cold Slither's social links. You'll be able to find the tickets at Ticketmaster. There you go. Also, MCM Comic Con in London is kicking off on the 25th of October. So there is going to be more. And I guess a lead up to that towards the end of the month will be more render reveals and so on and so forth. So cannot wait to see what else we're going to see at MCM Comic Con London. They've got a panel there as well. So Classified is going to be on show and being talked about. Lenny's there, Emily's there. Again, jealous as hell. I'll tell you now, if I was living in the UK, I'd have been at that show. Like every single MCM I was in love with. I love those shows. Love MCM. I love the Birmingham shows as well, like the NEC and stuff. I love all the shows, honestly, in the UK. They were so much fun. I used to do the entire scene. Shout out to my crew in Demand Toys, Nick Mass and the whole team. Miss you guys. Anyway, Chris, we know from this that Lenny will be in London, but do we know if he'll be in New York? I think he is in New York. Yeah, I believe he is going to New York, Jason. Yes. Bias says, I'm guessing they'll show Retro Wave 7 at MCM. That'd be cool. Yeah, as in, yeah, the first 3 of 2026 that are on our list. Yeah, totally, that's a good shout. Anyway, that's that. The leak listings are as usual. No changes on 2025, of course. We're waiting for Ghost Viper and Dire Beast, which will be on the 9th of October. That's when they go up, or you can just go into a store and get them. So that's fine. Then, of course, we've got Pythona going up for the con. So if you're at the con, you'll be able to get her. And then obviously I'm assuming following the convention, she'll be on Pulse. But it might be that it'll be following MCM London that she's on Pulse. I don't know the exact details there, but we'll find out over in NYCC. So just hold your horses on that one. I assume she'll go up eventually following NYCC, because it would be a weird to just not like she's up, for that weekend, and then you don't see her until like November. It would be weird because it would be close to November at that point, about 25th of October, 26, 27, 28. Yeah, it would be like right at the end of October. So I don't see that happening. I could see her going up on Pulse following NYCC, but I don't know for sure. Someone might though. Someone might have been paying attention where I wasn't. I've got a bit of anxiety over Pythona. I know these things have been available in the past, but still, says Jay Arcana. Yes, I know. I feel the same way. But yeah, I get it. I feel you. Scott says could be both. Didn't Coco hit twice? That's a very good point. I think that you've got a point there, Scott, that it could be Pythona over the weekend at NYCC. Then she goes up for Pulse, then disappears, then comes back for MCM London, and then appears on Pulse again after that. There's a very high chance that happens as well, for sure. Anyway, that's that. We still don't know who Chairface is, so I'm not even going to bother speculating. I'm just so annoyed that we don't know what it is yet. And yeah, hopefully that will be one that we find out NYCC or MCM or any time soon would be lovely. Yeah. Okay. And we can't say anything about the unknown vehicle yet, but I think you kind of can guess right now, maybe. I don't know. Am I being too obvious there? Probably. I'll move on. And then, of course, the 2026 listings. If you haven't seen the last couple of shows, we did reveal very recently that there looks like they're switching to 5-figure waves. That's what it looks like is happening. Starting with this next wave of figures over NYCC, according to the listings anyway. Lifeline, Night Viper, Hit and Run, Big Lob, Mole Rat Stage 2, and then, of course, Enforcer, Dark Cat, Dr. Viper, Schlub, and Passmaster. And then Iceberg is in that next group following them. So those in yellow at the top, those are going to be in hand in 2026, but obviously we're going to be seeing them before that. We're going to be seeing them revealed and going up for pre-order very soon. And then the first group that are going to be revealed in 2026 for pre-order and so on would be the Enforcer onwards. Okay. And then that other group, Commander Feral, Hippocampus, Dr. Street, Professor Stupendous, that's Yojo June time. And then Deliria, Turmoil, and Randall, we don't have any more information about those particular listings. I'm assuming if they're doing 5-figure waves that we're missing 2 listings and they haven't come out yet. Or maybe they're switching back to 3 at that point. Maybe they've gone like, we've done too much. So we'll see, won't we? Jason said, did Emily say Pythona would be available after New York, London, and Lucca? So either availability 3 times or just first week of November? Don't know. Like I said, we're going to find out, aren't we? She did say that, but sometimes this stuff gets like misinterpreted, misunderstood, or they aren't clear because at that stage they might not have actually come up with a plan as to how it's going to be rolled out yet. So it's very likely that either plans change or, yeah, like you say, everything she goes on Pulse after all of the 3 cons, one in New York, one in London, one in Italy, right? I want to say, but anyway. We'll see, Jason. I think you've got a good point there, though. It might be that we end up seeing her on Pulse all the way in November, and that's totally fine, right? Pulse moves in mysterious ways, says Michael, and you've got a very good point. Do we get a 5-figure discount, or is that something else I'm thinking of? Yeah, that's stealing. Hi, it's me, I think you're thinking of. Anyway, yeah, and of course, Taurus and Red Dog and Gleep the Snowcat. Gleep the Snowcat. Over there on the other side. That's what we know anyway, based on name onlys and what have you. Right then, last thing I wanted to talk about. I'm not going anywhere yet, but we are going to get a message from our sponsor, and then I'll be right back. But I'm not going anywhere. I've got more to go, more to come. So do not go anywhere. There you go. Massive shout out to Battle Action Force, the Deluxe Treasury Editions. You can get them on Skeletron.com in the US and, of course, TotalToyBooks.com in the UK and Europe. Go get them. Beautiful. Honestly, best, like it, just the most incredible reprints of the Battle Action Force like ever. It's incredible. The quality. And of course, the story is really cool. If you've never read it before, it's amazing. JR kind of says, what is Gleep from? What cartoon? Herculoids, I think. And so, yeah, Bias has said that as well. Gleep and Gloop are from the Herculoids, says Jason. Right then. Yeah, so obviously name only reveals. As you can see, I've updated it. It's looking a bit kind of Joe heavy at the moment. Big Lob, Iceberg, Taurus, and Red Dog. I'm genuinely expecting Big Lob soon as a reveal. Who knows? They might be watching and go, let's screw him over and not do it. And Taurus and Red Dog I could see as well. Iceberg's a little bit further out. So I think obviously I mentioned Iceberg because it kind of gave people another snow character to get their teeth into based on the Snowcat and everything. So I haven't, sorry, Squishy, I haven't changed that yet, the Snowcat thing. It should be green. You're right. I just haven't updated it. I keep forgetting. That's me because I keep forgetting. That's on me. But thank you, Squishy, for pointing that out. Someone pointed that out last time. It might have been you. I don't know who it was, but someone pointed it out last time, and I was like, I'll update that, and I didn't do it. Scott says iceberg is further out. Famous last words. I know he'll be like it'll be all icebergs tomorrow. Like 7 iceberg versions render reveals tomorrow. Keep an eye out though for Big Lob, I would say, and if not tomorrow, Wednesday, because they do like to mix it up a little bit. So if last week I know we had 3, we had hit and run first, then we had the mole rat. Then there was a break. There was a reveal about Cold Slither comic coming out on Wednesday, so that had some space. And then the next day was Lifeline, right? And then nothing on Friday, but as in nothing render revealed on Friday. So yeah, they're just spreading it out and then making it so it leads up nicely to NYCC. And Jason says iceberg is closer than you think after Titanic. Iceberg right ahead. They skipped Wednesday and Friday. Yeah, but yeah, they didn't technically skip Wednesday because they still would. In fact, they didn't skip Friday from a marketing standpoint. They didn't do a render reveal, but in that sense, Bright Bias, you're totally right. But they did do kind of G.I. Joe related posts. But you're right, there was no render reveals Wednesday, Friday. Now, I've also updated the digital renders and it's looking a little Cobra heavy. So it's Joe heavy on the name onlys. It's Cobra heavy on the digital renders. Now, excuse me, Pythona and Ghost Viper will be removed eventually soon, right there. The 9th is when Ghost Viper will come off this page. Pythona probably on the same time, right? Is it 9, 10, 11, or is it 8, 9, 10, 11? Don't know, actually. Fantastic accent of the sailor sounded quite natural. I've said it many times, Lawrence. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I have recited that line more than I've said Kitty said on this show, or Stay Fresh cheese bags, or Full Force. Actually, my God, I say a lot of the same stuff, don't I? Over and over again. Why do you watch this, guys? Can I ask what? I'm genuinely interested. Why do you watch this for the information? Do you watch it for my sparkling personality? I can't see it being that one. Do you watch it? Do you hate watch me? That's an interesting one. If you want to tell me, that's totally fine. I'm not going to hold it against you, especially if you're watching and you enjoy and you're sort of getting some enjoyment out of it. That's fine. Is that even a thing? Can I respect that? I don't know. I guess I can. Anyway, that's just me being ridiculous. You don't actually have to ask that question. We drink when you drop the catchphrases. So this is just a one long drinking game, is it, Michael? That actually sounds quite funny. Bias says hate watching equals best watching. I know you hate watch, Bias. I know you hate me with all of your heart and soul. Soothing sounds of Diagnostic 80, says Jedi Ben. That's a shame. Lawrence enjoys my positive approach to collecting. It's refreshing. I appreciate your positive approach to comments. That's lovely. Thank you very much. Yes, Python is going to sell out, I think, Brandon. That's probably a good bet. Jason's Electric just says G.I. Joe Chris. Thank you, Jason's. Because your voice is smooth and you share love of G.I. Joe. Thank you, Hi, it's me. I appreciate that. Talking Joe says Jedi Pen. The podcast or anyway, Michael Burns is loaded. It is, isn't it? This is my second time seeing you on, and I have time to kill at work. Perfect, Jason. I also appreciate complete honesty. Same Time Toys totally hate watch. I get it. I understand. I feel you. Jason says, I really do love Talking Joes. Good. I'm glad. Jason Todd, that is. There are multiple Jasons. There's Jason Willis, who said this is the second time seeing me on, and you have time to kill, and Jason Todd, who just likes Talking Joe. That's cool. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. It's the ball cap in the beard, says Shelf. Thank you. Friendly and respectful, says Edward. Well, thank you that's very, very kind of you to say. Jeremy hate watches. I know you hate watch me. I'm not going to keep reading them. Sorry, guys. Scott says we watch a lot of G.I. Joe reviews, but the accent makes it sound official. Watching because you are kind, respectful, welcoming, positive, best info source, and a killer sense of humor. Luke, you are definitely in there, mate. You have pulled. Get your coat. Jason says the accent and good attitude are a major advantage over others. Thank you, Jason. Todd, I appreciate that very much. I watch all the Sasquatch channels. That's brilliant. I only watch to hear you say Zorana. There you go, Cal. Done. Anyway, I do that a lot as well, don't I? Checkpoint. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Dom's off. He's fed up of me talking about this. Anyway, thank you guys. Appreciate all the very, very kind comments. I'm going to quickly just do this. We revealed t-shirts today. Yes. So if you weren't aware, the Full Force is venturing into merchandise. We are going full Lucasfilm and venturing into the merchandising. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, we are collaborating with the wonderful Codename Iowa. Obviously, Brian Sauer, who runs both Codename Iowa and Assembly Required. We're collaborating with the wonderful Brian and Codename Iowa to bring you Full Force t-shirts and other merchandise eventually. We're starting with these tees. We've got the full color logo on grey, black, and white, and we have got the same one color sort of t-shirts in green, blue, and red with the kind of darker green, blue, and red logos on them. So you can check those out on our socials, of course. We've got and just go to codenameiowa.com if you just don't want to search through listings all day long, or pages of social posts. But yeah, a couple of things I want to mention. One, we are aiming to ship globally, so we're going to be doing worldwide shipping. It's just a bit of a pain in the butt to get set up, so that will be soon. A couple of days I'll make a post to explain that now international shipping is available, so you'll be, if you're in like another part of the world, you should be able to get your hands on a t-shirt if you want one, obviously. And like I said, yeah, you can check these out on codenameiowa.com. And yeah, we'll be doing, so this is what we're doing to start with. We're just starting with a couple of shirts, right? A couple of tees. That's where we start. And then we'll be looking into, if this does well, or if it's something that people want, we'll be looking into other things as well, like hoodies and sweatshirts and hats and all that good stuff that I just want to be covered in. I just want to be like Full Force logos all over me, Kitty said. And we're also going to be doing the other thing, a couple of things as well. We're going to be doing more t-shirt designs as well. So not just the Full Force logo, but we're going to have other things as well, the cool little designs. If you've ever seen any of the t-shirts from Codename Iowa, you'll know you're in for a treat with some of the the stuff we're going to be coming out with. Now we do them as pre-order drops, so it's not one of those things where they're open all the time. This is going to be open from now, today, until October the 31st, so the end of the month, Halloween, and then we will be closing the pre-order. So that will be the period in which you can order a shirt of your choosing if you want to, and then at the end of that, we will cut that off, that pre-order block. They'll be kind of sold out technically, and then we will we'll do maybe another pre-order drop in the future. Maybe we'll bring back some of the most popular ones from this run, and maybe do a couple of other ones as well. Oh yeah, Kitty said's going to happen, Tim. Trust me. Yeah, the other thing we want to do is t-shirts. Sorry, t-shirt. We're doing those. The other thing we want to do is stickers, patches, all that kind of good stuff. We want to do that too, 100%. So we're going to be starting with this. We're walking before we can fly. And yeah, have a look out for that kind of cool stuff in the future. There you go. One other thing I was going to say that I think, have I covered everything? There was one other thing I was going to say, and I think it's really important as well. Darn it. Well, anyway, if you are ordering internationally, I apologize at the moment, but we will definitely 100% get that fixed and sorted for you in the next couple of days. And I will make a post to highlight the fact that international shipping is now ready and open. Oh yeah, the other thing is quite important. Now, once everything has been pre-ordered, we then, of course, have to actually ship the stuff, with shipping starting. I actually wrote this down. It's in November. It's here somewhere. Starting after November the 16th. Okay, so all shipping will happen after the 16th of November. So if you want one of these shirts, order it now before the 31st, and you'll get it shortly after the 16th of November. Okay, cool, nice one. Just got a charge for the Steel Core Sentry, says Ted. That's interesting. I think I got one as well. I don't know what it is though. Oh, I need to, yes, Scott, genius. Scott, I love that. There's going to be a lot of in-jokes on these t-shirts and on these designs. Anyway, that's me. Thank you very much, guys, for joining me tonight on the show. We hit an hour exactly. Well, not now. It's gone further than that. I will be back more than likely tomorrow to talk. I'm going to just go out on a limb and say probably Big Lob. But if there isn't like a major reveal or anything tomorrow, I may go live to do a comics news burst with regards to the preview for Dreadnought War, because I think that'd be an interesting one to talk about and go through with any comic fans on the show. But if not, then I'll save that for the sort of weekly sort of scenario. I know NYCC is going to be busy, so I'm going to be doing probably SDCC level day recaps. So we'll see how that goes. I kind of want to do a comics news burst if I get the opportunity, so maybe I'll just do that. Right then, that's me. I'm off. I'll see you on the next one, probably tomorrow. Stay fresh, cheese bags. Get a t-shirt, and and as always, after 3, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3. Full force. Laters. That's it for this installment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, full force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos. And as always, you can keep up with the show after listening by following on all of our social platforms, links in the description. And if you would like to contact the show, you can message us on any of those platforms with feedback or questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/The Full Force Podcast, or click the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.